Anything for fame, anything for notoriety, anything for attention, even murder. Y'all, today's batch of phone calls we're listening to will send you absolutely screaming to the hills. So let's get into them.
Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup, hey, hey.
Now hold on everybody, let's do a quick sofa sidebar now. Keep in mind, ain't no cop, ain't no doctor, ain't no lawyer, ain't no therapist, ain't none of that fancy credentialed stuff, okay? Only credentials we got up in here is my sass, and this sofa. Now keep in mind also, I'm just giving my opinions on very public information, so do your own research, come to your own opinions, and drop them off in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you do like what you see here at the Sofa Squad, drop a little like, drop a little comment, drop a little share. It helps the channel out immensely. Now let's get edition. Hello Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. This is a sofa. This is a pillow. My name is Paul. If you're new to the channel, if you're not new to the channel, my name is still Paul. Okay. Now, we're continuing on this wretched little rabbit hole we found ourselves on, and this is with Mackenzie Sharilla's phone calls. Now, first and foremost, be sure to go like, subscribe, all the fun things to Phone Calls from Prison. That's who's been providing the internet with this crown jewel of phone calls, okay? So be sure and check out her channel. She has tons of other videos there and phone calls from all these notorious cases, okay? So this one comes from her channel, and we're very grateful. So Mackenzie Sharilla drove a car over 100 miles an hour into a building. She killed her boyfriend and she killed a friend. It would then later come out that this was no accident, that it was intentional. She would eventually be convicted on murder charges and has been sentenced to a very lengthy prison sentence. I do believe she's up for parole, like after 15 years or something like that, right? One of the things that made this go viral, in addition to the horridness of it, was her behavior. She's out partying. She's posting on TikTok, doing all these things like nothing ever happened. She doesn't act remorseful. Her mom in court is making excuses for her. Well, now the phone calls have come out and it gives us a glimpse into what they were really thinking. And we hear the absolute callousness of like, they just, whatever. And the mom seems to be a very big enabler. So the phone calls we're listening to today are a mixture of her talking to her friends and then her mother. Now in these phone calls, we're going to get to what I think is at the heart of some of the issues here. And this is just both her mother and hers fixation and fascination on the attention that she's getting from this. Again, we live in an age where attention is currency. And I guess at this point, to a lot of people, it doesn't matter how you get said attention, right? Whether it be for murder, this, that, the other, like it's just still attention. It's honestly, in my opinion, a sad state of affairs. These phone calls will be part of that. We'll begin off listening to them by hearing some conversations between her and her friend. Now, also the way, if you're new to the channel, what I do is I play a clip and I talk about it. This is commentary reaction type thing. So again, if you want to hear the thing, uninterrupted, whatever, I'm going to put a link down below to Phone Calls with Prison, this direct video, but also obviously their channel. So just go check it out. If you don't want to hear my mouth all running, let's get to that first clip.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could just really talk to you right now, but I'm scared to ask questions.
Ask my mom, she will tell you everything. She knows the answer to everything.
So Monday, you're going to be finding out?
Yeah, if I'm guilty or not, but I'm going to be on the news again, so you will see too.
Holy shit.
Monday at 1 o'clock, I'll be probably on the news again.
Okay, so pause. First of all, one thing to keep in mind, I'm telling myself this, is that these are teenagers, right? This is not her mom, this is her friend. Because to me, immediately when I hear somebody who's completely giddy and thinks this is cute, you're going to see me in the news again. You're going to see me in the news. My mom knows everything. The whole thing. Also, when you're this young, you don't have any kind of concept at this point of how long 15 years is, how long life is, how long this or that is. So there's that. Now, also, there's just the dynamic of being young. These are just two, young girls talking, kind of dishing or whatever, right? But again, the main thread that I hear here is just this enamored with the attention that she's getting, loving every second of it.
Why are they so obsessed with you? You got in a fucking car accident. I've gotten in 3 of those.
It's probably just because my boyfriend's last name is Russo, and his family is just trying to do some weird shit. I don't know.
His mom?
Yeah, they don't fuck with me no more.
Literally, even just listening to Mackenzie makes my IQ drop. And I mean, I wasn't dealing with much there to begin with, right? So, but I can feel it just seeping down the drain of society, right? I'm just like, I'm getting dumber as I listen. Now, also her friend, like, why are they so obsessed with you? Like a little Mariah Carey moment, right? She just got in a car wreck, like I've gotten in 3. Literally listening to the way that her friends and everyone positions their attitude towards this, 0 consideration for life itself. And I would argue probably even their own. Because like my whole thing is like when you see, and like this is a good example here, you're going in traffic and somebody's literally just driving crazy and like, and I'm not talking about like just aggressive, but like you want everybody to die here. And I think one thing that angers people in traffic, like myself at least, is it's like, okay, look, I don't want to get in a wreck with you. Like I want to do things. And it's like, well, Paul, if they're driving this way, they don't care about you. They don't care about themselves either, right? And so I'm using that analogy to transfer this to people who kill people. You know, this is clearly people that just don't value life, right? Because like, it's just a wreck. You got in an accident. I've gotten in 3. You know, did you decimate 2 people in the car and then go to a rave very shortly thereafter talking about woe is me? I don't think so.
Even though after the car accident, I was like hanging out with his family and stuff still, but then they just like turned on me all of a sudden, so.
The dad too.
He'd be at court now, and I'm like, damn, like, didn't we literally go to dinner together, and didn't I come to, like, Dom's birthday party after the crash? And I was with all you guys, and then y'all all just want to, like, turn on me all of a sudden. That's just, like, crazy to me, but they know I didn't do it on purpose. I just think that they're hurt.
Part of what's going on also is called evidence, okay? They probably were okay with you until the evidence came out, right? This is a normal human reaction. If they thought this was an accident and they thought this and that and everyone's kind of putting on their little nice face, and then when things start coming out of like, she scoped the place out, she did this, her foot was mashed down, blah, 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 and it's like, oh, now you already know, right, wrong, or indifferent, the people that like see these other guys, parents and whatnot, they've had to have seen her behavior, okay? So, right? They already know what they're dealing with is what I'm getting at. So yeah, this whole thing right here, just being like, acting like, well, why'd they do this? And they don't F with me anymore. It's like, no, because they saw what was going on. They saw the evidence and they're like, oh my gosh. Now, also do I get, you know, let's see what she's saying. Oh, they're vengeful basically. You know, they know I didn't do it on an accident, but they're just hurt. Well, again, that would be like a normal reaction or whatever. But I would also like to think that, you know, and I shouldn't even say this because I don't know any of the people. You know, what I was going to say to finish my thought was, you know, I'd like to think that somebody wouldn't be vengeful in that way. Like, oh, you know, it was an accident. I mean, I can feel a certain way or whatever. But I just feel like in this case, enough evidence came out to where it was like, yeah, this is no accident. You killed everyone in the car intentionally.
And they don't know how to grieve properly, which I understand. Like, not everyone understands, but that's what I think.
It's really just the fact that they had so many strings that they could pull to even get you arrested in the first place.
Yes, like, it's just like, I would understand if they gave me, like, a normal charge, but, like, the charges that they gave me are, like, literally insane. Like, it's not. They're trying to make it seem something that it's not. Like, it's not, like, I didn't do this on purpose. Like, I got in a car accident. I'm a third victim. Like, and they just think that, like...
Now, one thing that's interesting in these calls, and I can't remember if it's in this batch that we're listening to or if it's another batch, but the thing that she said here with her friend of like, it'd be one thing if they gave me a normal charge, because she'll make light later with her mother where she's like aware of like, I think I'm going away for life, right? And so I was listening to these so far. At first I was like, oh, she has no idea. There's no concept. She's blindsided, but it's like, no, I think she's aware. You know, at a certain point, like, yeah, I'm probably not going home, right? Now, also this right here where she's acknowledging in a sense of like, if they gave me a normal charge, right, which would be, in my opinion, you know, and again, I'm just speculating here because she didn't say, some kind of, you know, voluntary manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter, whatever one of those like downgraded is where, you know, you accidentally killed somebody in the commission of a wreck or whatever, an accident, however it's done, right? But also those would have a much closer going home date as opposed to what she ended up getting. Now, clearly in these phone calls, she doesn't know what she's getting yet, but she's aware of like, hey, if I got some kind of regular sentence, right, like my odds would be better of going home at some point. So she has this awareness of this, but it's almost, there's also like this willful ignorance about the reality of the situation.
It was also like joke and like that I was like, oh yeah, I just wanted to do this on purpose to the love of my life and a friend. Like that's the
right.
most dumb, crazy thing I ever heard in my life. Like
he was the love of your life.
Like, every time I talked to you, I was with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never hurt him, like, ever. And yeah, we argued, but like, what about the video? Like, man, they just tried to make it seem like I was like this like abusive girlfriend to him. But they didn't show anything he did to me, which is just so easy.
There's always two sides. There's always two sides.
Now, she would have you think this. It's my understanding he was planning on leaving her, and that's probably what prompted this. What I think took place was there was an emotional something, right? Clearly. And whether it was he was leaving, and it was almost like if I can't have you, nobody can. You know, do I think she was intending to kill all three of them? No. I think she probably didn't have the thinking capabilities of that. It was more like a not knowing, oh, this is what's going to happen. Almost like in the moment she was trying to scare everybody, right? Now, and again, it's like, well, Paul, what do you think is going to happen going 100 miles an hour? You've heard her talk. Do you think that this person has that emotional intelligence, right? To be like, you know, I think it was a moment of something and she intentionally ran the car and it was to get back at him. You know, I don't think that she would be able to say, yeah, I'm going to kill us all. Or it could have been like that. I don't know. I go back and forth with it. But what I'm getting at is, you know, I just think it was an explosive, and I don't know if like manic, you know, thing is the right word to use for it, you know, but I do believe that some event happened, whether he got in an argument and said, I'm leaving you, or he had already said, whatever, right? This was essentially like revenge.
And
even though you guys went through stuff, like every couple goes through stuff, like, do you know what I mean? Like, every couple fights, every couple has a toxic phase. So the fact that and your mom, she called me one day a while ago, and she called me to tell me your charges. And, like, Mackenzie, I was sitting on the toilet, and, like, I just, like, screamed and started crying when she told me the charges, because I was like, that's insane. Like, that's an insane charge for what happened. I've never heard of that before. Like, I've never heard of that.
There's evil working against me, like, and then I'm like, why would I be saved to live like life if like they were just gonna arrest me? And like, I don't understand. They brought me back to life just to put me in jail. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so then like I try to think that like, damn, maybe there's like something good for me planned. Maybe like this is all a part of my story, and then I'm gonna write my book when I get out of here and shit.
Gonna write my book and ish. Can you imagine some of the zingers she'd have in that book just listening to her talk? I can't roll my eyes hard enough. Now, what she's talking about in here, like, why would they bring me back? Why would they do this or whatever? You know, and you do kind of almost have to, like, whether you're religious or spiritual, any of these things, it almost beckons to look at that. To me, it's called karma. Okay. And this also kind of gives you a glimpse of why was I brought back? She probably was wanting to just take all of them out. And I think the friend literally was wrong place, wrong time in the back seat. She probably was wanted to have like a Romeo and Juliet moment there against everybody else's wishes. And then she lived to pay the price, right? So, you know, again, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
But then, like, what if I'm just like, my life is just meant to be fucked and I'm meant to fucking sit in jail my whole life and shit? Like, for something I didn't even do on purpose, like for a fucking crash, a car accident.
Again, this is what I'm talking about, like for a effing crash or a car accident. I didn't even do it on purpose. Like zero accountability. I don't know, and I've said this in the videos that I've been doing of her. I don't know if it like bond hearings and stuff like that, they'll play these phone calls. I don't know how that works. I'm sure each state's different. Granted, if she lets enough time go by and she changes her tone, but this tells you what lies beneath. This tells you how she truly views this. And I think if you want to, you know, continue on like that spiritual journey or whatever, this right here is what she is going to have to learn to look within and to truly ask herself these questions of what is there to learn about life, about the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? Because this attitude of just like, it's just a wreck. It's just a wreck. You know, it's like, it's jarring to listen to where you're hearing this unfiltered take on the absolute inconsideration of someone else's life.
Like, man, the prosecutors in court were like, oh yeah, Kenzie did this, but what, she just killed Davion too as baggage. I'm like, did that word just come out of your mouth? Baggage? That just baffled me. Like,
wait, say it again?
They said, like, I killed Dom because I was, like we were in an abusive relationship, but then I just decided to, like, kill Davion too as baggage. That's what the prosecutor said in court in front of the judge. And I'm like, that is, because they have nothing of why I would do it to Davion. They have videos of me and Dom arguing because Dom would record me when I was really upset sometimes, and then I would record him when he was upset.
Yeah.
But they only played, like, me tweaking on him. So.
Again, they used it as that because when you listen to her talk, this is how she talks about life itself. Literally. I mean, she might not use the word baggage for him, but even her mother's like, she just met him that night, or she just met him. He was a new friend. I was like, she's doing life over someone she didn't even know. Like, this is where they tell on themselves and how they view life, but then also this is just classic gaslighting. And of course, her friends are going to gas her up at this point, being like, they said that? Listen, this is real rich. Look at who it's coming from, to sit here and have this, holier than thou attitude. They called him garbage. And it's like, look at where you're at. And this whole thing about like, well, I would record him when he would get upset and he would record me and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, this is so juvenile. So juvenile. It's an absolute tragedy too.
But they had nothing for Davion. So then they just was like, Davion was just baggage. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Like, that makes it sound like you're a serial killer.
Yes, and like, why the fuck would I do that? Like, and then people on social media just are like talking so much shit about me on like the Strongsville police page and like all over like the news things. People are just like saying crazy shit about me, and I'm like, none of you guys even know me. Like, I don't know. And I had to like change my Instagram name and shit. Like, I don't like, because people like, when you look up my name on Google, my Instagram comes up.
Yeah, I see some things on TikTok too.
On TikTok?
Yeah, just like one, but I just ignored it.
I think I know who you're talking about. She bald?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was, I don't know. I hate people. I hate everyone.
I mean, yeah, this whole thing, like, I had to change my Instagram, I had to do this, I had to do that. Now, I get on some level, after the crime has happened, she's doing whatever, it's just normal day stuff. So some of the conversation is going to be just regular, how to change my Instagram, how to do this, whatever the case may be, right? But again, this part here of talking to the friends, going down this rabbit hole, what have I've done nothing wrong, it's this, it's that. Also, she's very obsessed with some, I guess, a true crime TikToker or something who's bald. She'll talk about them in several videos and whatnot. She's very much in the know of who's talking about her, who's saying what, who's doing this, who's doing that. Again, it's very much like it's giving standing at the lockers, gossiping between classes.
So wait, how many days have you done trial? Like 3?
I've been in trial for 4 days, but I've been in jail 9 months. Not in the county though. I've been in the county. On Monday, so it's about to be 1 week here.
Okay.
Which is just like, once again, crazy as fuck. Like, a week in this bitch, like, what the fuck? And my commissary's not coming. I don't know.
County's scary.
It's fuck, and it's the fact that they got me on this floor, too. Like, there's this one girl who just, like, is, like, talks to herself, like, all day long. She's in the room, like, right by me. She's like, ma'am, like, all day long. I'm like, girl, like, shut the fuck up. Like, she's pissing me off so bad. Like, I don't like her. Like, she's so irritating. Like,
so we hear about this girl she's talking about, the ma'am. She very much does not like this person. Now, also keep in mind too, when she talks about the trial, like, this is a very quick trial. Okay. She's only in jail 9 months. I mean, it's, she was out for a minute. Okay. So she was out partying it up, even like in like major crutches and braces and stuff. She's going to parties. And I mean, it was crazy. She talks about this person. I believe she's on like the protective custody floor, which could also be, sounds to me like maybe it's dealing with, not patients, but inmates, people with maybe some, issues, close monitoring, things of this nature. She talks about it like she can't stand her and whatnot. But again, also if you take aside right, wrong, and different type situation, right? So this is Courtney, who is being thrust into county jail and adult life. You hear about these people who do these crimes and they're kids and they get thrown into an adult facility. And it's just like, yeah, it's not going to be fun, right? It's not meant to be fun, and this is why you're there. And some of the stuff that she's talking about is stuff that she's going to have to get over and learn, because she basically has a lifetime of it. And as long as she's playing this attitude right here, because you already know she's not going to get parole the first time she goes up for it. That's just not how it works. And especially with this kind of stuff where there's like zero remorse shown and there's actually this victimhood. And as we're getting ready to get into the mom's phone calls, and if you've been following them, you already know the mother's a complete enabler. She doesn't stand a chance as long as she has her mother in her ear.
Mackenzie, I think I need you to stay on that protective floor.
why?
Because it's everywhere.
What's everywhere?
It's completely sensationalized.
What?
The story, your story, is everywhere.
What does that mean?
I think it's like on national news. It's everywhere.
Why do you think?
Because I can see it. It's everywhere.
Right now?
Yeah. So just stay there.
No.
or just tell people, we can't say anything on the phone, okay? But just say there's more. Just don't believe everything you hear, and we're whatever. But it's completely out of hand.
Okay, so now we're entering into the mother having the phone call of the case has gone viral. Now you hear her, what? Right now? It's like, you can tell that when her mom, well, hold on, I got a lot of thoughts about this. When her mom's like, stay on the floor. Now this is the most motherly smart thing the mom said, because this is true. It's like, girl, you need to stay put, right? Unprotected custody. No, I don't want to. She's thinking she wants to go to Gym Pop and be like all popular because she has this high profile case. She thinks this is a very cute thing, right? The mom realizes the dangers of this. The mom does do some mom stuff along the way of like, don't talk on the phone, don't do this. But Mackenzie very much shoots her down on most of this stuff, and the mom just goes with it. The mom's main concern is being Mackenzie's friend, not a mother, right? And that's the problem, because by doing that, there's very little difference. If you listen to the friends talking versus the mom, there's very little difference in the tone of this. Yes, the mom might sprinkle it with don't talk on the phone, but overall the mom is gassing her up just as much as the friends are. It's just a wreck. It's just this, there's no level of teaching accountability. So why would she even have that in any other instance in life?
What, are they saying really bad stuff about me?
No, they're just repeating what the verdict was. Don't say anything on this phone.
Wait, so what do you mean? I'm just really nervous. You just gave me anxiety. Like, what does that mean?
I didn't mean to give you anxiety. Okay? I just would like for you to stay there. I have to be able to tell you to stay there, and you're asking me why. I'm telling you why.
Well, like, you're acting like it's bad. Like, what are they just saying? Like, who is posting about it? Like Fox or something? Not like Fox, like Today Show and shit like that? Like,
not yet. Not them yet.
So you can hear it in her voice. She wants him so bad. Today's Show, she wants him so bad to be posting about it. She loves the attention. And that's, again, what's so fascinating to me now, is listening to the value of attention. Right? To where it's just like a regular person, this should be like a gut punch of like, oh my gosh, I'm going viral for killing my two friends. This is really, really bad. Yeah, but this is like, and you'll hear the mother in a minute. The mother trust me, the mother thinks it's just as cute too, right? Don't let her fool you. She's just being a little nervous now because it's like, oh gosh, the mom knows this is bad. Once a case like this goes this viral and public opinion is what it is, because everybody else sees it for what it is. The evidence is out there, all their behavior is out there. It's not a good look, right? Let's get to the next clip and buckle up, because they get worse.
Who posted it then?
I think it's like in New York. Somebody saw it in Virginia or something.
You should make a Facebook page, like a Facebook group where it's like Free Kenzie and stuff like that, and like.
So I'll talk to somebody about it. I'm going to talk to somebody about it, but I would like for you just to be safe. Okay?
I'm going to be safe, but you're making me nervous. Like, why do I have to hide? Like, what?
I don't want to be, because I don't want people just to believe what there is being said. You know what I mean?
You're acting like I'm the only person charged with murder in here, though. Like,
I know exactly. That's what I would just like for you to be safe. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I know that 85% of the people in there are not guilty.
85% aren't guilty. I can tell you Mackenzie makes up for the other 15. I'm just saying. Okay, so many things going on with this clip, y'all. First of all, this is a good example here, though, where you saw the mother is speaking logically, because the logical thing is this. Your case has gone viral. This is not going to fare well for you. You probably need to stay in protective custody. Right? Mackenzie doesn't want that. She wants to be on General Pop. She wants to flaunt around her attention, all this. So she's shooting her mom down. Why? I don't have nothing to hide. Well, I know. And the mom starts backing down. Well, I'm just trying to say, I just want you to be safe. That's all. It's this weak thing. So imagine, and again, I just use this example. Imagine telling Mackenzie, no, you can't go out tonight. You need to do schoolwork. Imagine how that went over in the household. Right? She was going to do this girl ran the house, and that's why we're in this situation, right? Period. End of story. I mean, there's just no getting around that. And so this is where you start to see this. And again, the whole enamored with the attention is so repulsive to me, and it gets worse. So let's get to worse.
So wait, it's all over the world now that Today Show is like national news?
Okay, I got to tell you one more thing.
What?
It was published in England.
What?
Yes.
It's world news?
That right there, PMO very badly. Giggling. That clip right there tells you everything you need to know. I've got to tell you one more thing. It was published in England, but congratulations, honey, you've made it. That's literally what it feels like. Okay, and I said this before, work with me here because I'm not trying to say this wrong. This is the most successful that she would have ever been in her lifetime. Granted, she could change things, do whatever, and by successful, you're like, Paul, what do you mean she killed 2 people? In her world, this is my opinion, I don't know her, I'm not a psychologist, where attention is currency, infamy is currency, headlines, the Kim Kardashian effect, which we will hear about that in the next clip, I believe. We're famous for being famous, but all those things. This is success. This is you've arrived. You're in the press. You're getting this. Doesn't matter that it's for doing this atrocity, right? The majority of people think like we do, right? Because it would be bad. I know it seems like they don't, because in the world of the internet, that's what's out there. But if you think about when you walk around in life and stuff like that, this is the abnormality. Thank the Lord, right? I mean, come on. But this tells you everything you need to know. The mom thinks this is just as cute. She's proud of her. She's proud of her. Okay, for this right here. Instead of, oh my gosh, you did blank and you got in the paper for it, like something good, right? No, it's, wow, you're in the thing for England. Way to go, honey. Let's go to the next clip.
I think the Daily Mail just publishes it in all their publications, but yeah, the UK.
It's on the Daily Mail.
In UK.
Maybe Kim Kardashian will reach out herself.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping. We're getting there.
Those 2 clips right there, I would ask them to play those at every parole hearing. I might have said bond hearing earlier. Every single parole hearing, if there is one clip that needs to be played, it is that right there. Okay. I'm speechless. But again, in the Kim Kardashian world, where you're famous for being famous and not doing anything, this is great. Oh, great. I'm in the Daily Mail. I did this, I did that. So that's the kind of people you're dealing with here. Now, also, keep in mind for Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has been known to align herself with like wrongly convicted people, this, that, and the other. So this also tells you to the level that they feel that the injustice has taken place. They 100% do not view themselves as having done something wrong, or they'll say like, oh yeah, it was an accident, whatever. But no, they do not think they've done anything wrong. They've said it numerous times. She is the 3rd victim. Right? So that's why they're hoping that Kim Kardashian would pick this up. Now, in this day and age, anything's possible, wouldn't surprise me. But I would like to think that even Kim Kardashian would see this and be like, girl, no.
I was going to do this anyway, so this is great.
And they could just reach out to us.
Mm-hmm. Craziness, baby girl.
I don't know.
But listen, I need you to still have faith and trust that the truth, Kenzie, will set you free. We just don't know the length of time this journey is, okay? And so you just have to, in this time, take care of your health, okay? And your mental health. And just go to school.
I want my commissary.
I know. I know. It's exciting.
Now again, the mother is speaking some sort of logic here of like, you got to take care of yourself, you got to do this, you know, these type things or whatever. And I don't know, and again, the mother will say this too, there's no real private way for them to talk, so I don't know if she just, you know, doesn't say these things or what, or the letters or whatever that we don't see. What I'm getting at is, one thing that is absent from all of this is any sense of, well, number one, accountability, but I feel like the mother needs to be more realistic, and then sometimes she does, and we might get into that, where she's like, look, we're gonna, you know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, that type of thing, whatever. But, you know, like Mackenzie, and again, Mackenzie's a kid, she's whatever, like, I just want my commissary, right? I mean, you know, whatever, I get it, you know, but I would hope that whether it's her dad or the mom at some point, her lawyer, someone is speaking common sense to this girl in the way of like, this is what this is. You've taken the lives of 2 people. You have been convicted of intentionally doing it. You need to do some deep soul searching, period. Right? And this is the reality of that and what life will look like. Period.
When do we get our commissary? Before lunch, though, usually? Okay. Oh, this is what, so wait, it's all over the world right now. How did you know that? Why didn't you tell me that when you told me I was on just national news? Or you just
You
found
have
it?
1 minute left.
Are you going to call me back?
Do you want me to? Or do you have to work?
I do have to work a little bit because
Sorry.
as the news articles are coming in, my sisters are sending me screenshots. So
Yes, take all the screenshots, because this is just going to be crazy when I come out and fucking
make a little scrapbook.
That's an innocent ass bitch. But anyways, I love you so much, Mom.
I love you so much. Yeah, call me. Please call me again if you can. I would hate to hang up and then miss.
No, it's okay. I'll call you again soon. I'll call you again today.
Okay.
For sure.
All
I don't know when, but I will call you again as soon as I can again. I'll call you, I'll let you work for a minute, all right?
I know you
okay?
hella messages. I know you'll be okay. I love you.
I love you, love you, love you, Mom. All right?
Me too. Just don't talk about the case with anyone.
You know I won't, but I love you so much.
Even if they try and ask you a question, keep your spidey senses up.
I will.
Okay?
I know, Mom. I just
All
love
right.
you, Mom.
I love you too.
Tell everyone I said I love them and to keep fighting for me and to free me.
Oh my
This
God,
shit's
girl.
some bullshit. Truth
Thank you for
will prevail. Love you,
using
Mom.
I love you.
Securus.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Now again, you hear my sisters are sending to me the giddiness over it, the this, you know, I love you so much. And again, I get there's a dynamic of this is her daughter. It doesn't matter if she chopped 5 people up and put them in a blender. This is her kid, right? I respect that, okay? Like, I totally get that. And vice versa, this is her mother. It is what it is, okay? Whether it ticks us off, whatever, just, you know, that's a specific relationship. So, again, I'll give Mom points for continuing to reiterate, keep your mouth shut, be aware of your surroundings, that type thing. But then also flip over to you hear the, you know, coming out of innocent, you know, B word and, you know, and all this type stuff. And they are so focused on being wronged, right? 100% being wronged. The only thing you have to go based on is evidence and Mackenzie's word because she's the only survivor. So nobody's going to get up there talking about, yeah, you know what, my boyfriend, we got in this big argument. And so I basically was just like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and take us out. You know, and his friend just happened to be in the car with us that night. You know, he wasn't supposed to be. And so, you know, yeah, I'd scoped the place out and did this and, you know, ran around twice, like getting speed up and all the things, right? Nobody's going to say that. Nobody wants to go to jail for the rest of their life, right? I mean, it's like a self-preservation thing. So I get that part. I'm not trying to be stupid and delusional to be like, you know, well, she didn't get up there and give a full confession. Shame on her. Got it, okay? But what I am getting at is that her word is the only word to go on. Outside of that, all we have is the evidence. And the evidence says she's guilty.
I need people angry like Dad. That's what I need in my life.
Okay, hold on a second. We can be.
What?
We are like that. We just can't be like that on the phone with you because they're listening. And I don't want to give anybody anything. I don't want to tell anybody.
What should I say? Hey to them or what? Like, hey bald head, hey tiny girl, hey Dippy. Like, what's up?
I don't want to tell them how we're doing. I don't want them to know that you have to poop. I don't want them to know that you're angry. You know what I mean? I don't want them to know fucking anything.
They can know. I'm about to take a fat ass shit and pretend it's on them. Fuck.
I don't want them to know anything. I don't even want them to know about how much he loved you and you loved him because they're dirty and gross. I hate that all of our calls are recorded and that we don't get to have any intimate conversations about anything. I don't want them to know how you slept. I don't want them to know what you had for breakfast. I hate them.
Okay, so when the mom was like, I don't want them to know how much you loved him, she's making that up. The mom knows that people are listening to these, so she's planting certain things in the phone calls, right? Because in other phone calls, but maybe before there's a self-awareness, I don't know, when she talks about, they talk very poorly about him, okay? So this whole thing about like, oh, we love him, no. Now in the courtroom, the mom during her little acceptance speech or whatever you want to call it, she tried to play it off too about this, but the other reality is they think very lowly of this person, period, end of story, right? That's their true feelings, but the mom knows this. Now, of course, Mackenzie's over here. Mackenzie just wants to sound so street, so hard, so this, so that kind of a thing, right? She wants to put on this image. Let me rephrase this. She's going to think that she fits right in, but my personal opinion, this mouth of hers is gonna get her dealt with in prison. Period, end of story, right? But she will be running with the best of them. I don't anticipate her doing any kind of internal work because she was never taught that. You can just tell from these phone calls, she was never taught to do any of that. That wasn't a value system that they held to look within or to be like, whatever, right? I mean, I would venture to say basic education wasn't either, but that's just me being petty. Let's keep going.
I don't want them to know anything.
They can know everything because I have nothing to fucking hide.
Nothing to hide.
They can know I'm on my period. They can know all that shit.
Hear your name. I don't want them to hear nothing. They don't deserve to know anything. So we are mad, and we are going to fight for you. But we're
I know.
doing
I need you guys doing that. I can't. I wish I could know. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a private conversation after we get off this phone call.
It's how we all sound when we're off the phone talking to each other about this.
You're just better at keeping your composure than him.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to
Candy, poker face. Okay.
I know. I'm about to ask for a private call. Do you think they're gonna give me more than like 40 years? Because I'm thinking yes. I think I'm getting life in prison.
That's what I'm prepared for that. That's what I'm prepared for.
So the mom just so hard trying to prevent. Yeah, we're very mad. I just keep up a better face about it. Yeah, that's how we talk when we're off the phone. And so you hear that part. That's what I was talking about earlier. You know, I think I'm going to get life. Yep, that's what we're prepared for. So they know, right? They see the writing on the wall. So they're not that out of touch, okay? But knowing that it's the doubling down, like psychologically, they are so fascinating. I would love to know, y'all drop it in the comments, if one of these channels like, I should know their name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, behavior panel or whatever. I was like, I knew behavior was in there. I was like, the behavior enthusiast, the behavior, whatever. It's kind of early in the morning, but you know, the credential people, okay? The fancy people, they got like an actual, you know, real sofa. It has 3 sections on it. It's credentialed, okay? It ain't this little pretend sofa. But you know what I'm saying, right? I would love to know like that type stuff or whatever with this, because this is just the part where I'm like, look, I get it's your daughter, whatever. You're clearly aware she's probably getting life, you know, but it's the not being able to see the other side or refusing to. And at least through this, like maybe there is those conversations going on. I mean, we're not privy to those, obviously. I'm just going on public information here, but also the insincerity of the mother's speech at the victim impact statements, at sentencing, all that, whatever you want to call it. It gave the same energy of, I mean, the judge had to reprimand the mother. The judge saw right through it.
Hold on a second.
Diamond, can we get private calls here? Like with a social worker? How do I talk to my lawyer then without like it being like public? I don't have a lawyer yet though, right now. I fired my lawyer. I'm dead ass.
Kevin, it's not that you fired him. He's done.
We fucking fired him. I don't give a fuck. He's fired. He's fired.
Again, this is the most successful she in her world has ever been. She is the star of this show. We fired him. I mean, she thinks she is so important. And that people see this, right? The judge, this is what I'm talking about. The judge, the people, like the juries, they see this, right? And it's not cute. Again, these phone calls, I mean, I very much want to know. If somebody knows, drop in the comment section. Can they play these at parole hearings? Because if so, oh, she's cooked. The only way I would see it not is if they sat here and had phone calls that showed a progression over time. But like where this is the starting level, I mean, where do you go from there?
No, he blew me bad as fuck. I don't. No,
it's so hard like, not to be able to talk to you on the phone.
Hold on.
She's talking to somebody.
Murder A is just murder, like you killed someone on purpose. Murder B is when someone dies when you're doing another felony. And that being felonious assault. So that's why I have murder B. Yes, that shit is just irritating as fuck. It's like they're acting like I killed like 85 people. Like I didn't kill nobody. Like you gotta keep up with my case when you go home.
Again, they're acting like I killed 85 people. I was waiting for to say it's only 2. Yeah, I didn't kill anybody. And again, this is where it gets tricky with these kind of laws. Complete side note, I was listening to Matthew Cox, if you know who I'm talking about, one of his like the clips on TikTok. And you know how this man's got so many stories. He was talking about some dude he met in prison who essentially was this kind of scenario. And you'll see where I'm going to wrap all this around. So the dude who's doing life or got convicted of murder had a friend who called up and was like, I'm going to get sick. I need to get some oxys. Do you know anybody? He was like, I don't know anyone, but I know a dude who has AIDS. Maybe he can help you out. Here's his phone number. So gives the girl the phone number. The girl gets hooked up with dude, gets something, overdoses, dies. So the dealer and said dude who gave the phone number got hit with her murder. And he's like, I just gave a phone number, blah, 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 right? So you see where it's like someone like him, it's like, oh, I just did a phone number, like, well, what's up? She said she was gonna be sick, whatever. So this is where it gets tricky in someone's world where they're not the ones who put their finger on the trigger, so on and so forth. So in my opinion, Mackenzie is viewing herself as that dude that gave the phone number. So I didn't kill anybody. It was an accident. I was driving the car at 100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? So the mental gymnastics that she's going through, because if you compare the two different situations of I gave somebody a phone number and down the line they overdosed from that hookup, so I was, charged with murder, versus I was driving 100 miles per hour, ran into a building and killed 2 people. Pretend they could prove it was an accident. It's like, you did kill them. It was an accident, but you killed them. However, in this scenario, the evidence shows that it wasn't an accident, that you did it intentionally, right? But again, would I expect anybody, especially before an appeal and all this thing, to come up there and be like, you know what, I did kill him? Absolutely not, right? You're going to be doing all you got to do to not be where she's at now. So that being said, this so far, so I have not finished all the phone calls. We'll keep going through them and whatnot. This one had me shooketh, okay? This one was such, if they get worse, if you've listened to all of them, let me know if they get worse than this. And I'm talking about in the way of like the mother, the relationship, the laughing, the joking, the tickled by the fame, the infamy, I should say, the whole 9 yards. It's absolutely infuriating. That is it. If you are still watching, I greatly appreciate you. If you could, drop some little sofas off and some weird little pillows in the comment section for myself, Roscoe and Spirit, let's get him all fixed, Bo and Luke, and you, the Sofa Squad, who makes the sofa possible. I greatly appreciate you. And until we all gather down in the comment section to do all that stuff, I'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Roscoe on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, welcome to the Sofa Squad, sipping from the cup that hey, come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.